Now let's learn about the invertebrate animals. Invertebrates don't have a backbone, but they make up about 95% of all animal species. Invertebrates have four common characteristics. They don't have a backbone. They reproduce by two reproductive cells. They are multicellular. They have no cell walls. Some invertebrate animals are, these eight-legged arthropods, spiders, insects, worms, these star-shaped echinoderms, sea stars or starfish, snails, crabs, and these lobsters with hard shells. Now, you know a lot about vertebrate and invertebrate animals.
Here are the animals that you need to learn this quarter that do not have a backbone. We're going to learn about 8 groups of invertebrates. You're going to learn about the mollusks, flatworms, annelids, roundworms, sponges, echinoderms, cnidarians, and arthropoda.
Invertebrates are all around us, much like these insects here, and sometimes they're even inside of us. What all invertebrates have in common is that they don't have a spinal cord or a notochord. In this video, I'll cover 8 phylum of invertebrates, starting with Porifera. Next we have Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, Nemathelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, and Echinodermata. I will also give very brief characteristics of each of the phylums. Up first is Porifera. These are invertebrates that we normally call sponges. They mostly live in salty seawater on the ocean floor. They are covered with pores, and they are also filter feeders. Cnidaria are invertebrates that are famous for their stinging cells. Common examples are jellyfish and also sea anemones. They're mostly found in the ocean, and they sting and hurt. This phylum, Platyhelminthes, include flatworms. Probably the most famous one are tapeworms, and you can see from the picture they are flat and ugly. They also are mainly parasitic worms that live inside organisms. These worms are called pinworms, but they don't really look like worms. They belong to the phylum Nemathelminthes, and they are a group of worms that have thread-like round bodies. They have a mouth and an anus, and they are mainly parasites. This next phylum, Annelida, include your segmented worms. They're probably the most famous worms, the earthworms, and you can tell from the picture they have tiny segments. They also have a crop and a gizzard and a fairly complex digestive system. Arthropoda include organisms with an exoskeleton and a head, thorax, and abdomen. They're subdivided into arachnids, which include spiders, crustaceans, which include lobsters, and a very large group called insects that are found throughout the world. This next phylum, called the Mollusca, include organisms with a soft body, and many of them have a shell, like a snail, but others their shell is internal. It includes octopus, squid, cuttlefish, and even slugs. These starfish are one group of organisms found in the Echinodermata. They are animals that have spines all over their body. They are mostly found on the ocean floor. They do have a mouth and an anus, and they can move.